I went out and I looked in one of Winnipeg's larger building supply places, and they had all kinds of 2-inch and all kinds of 3-inch, but nothing in the 2.5 or anywhere in between. So I'm going to use what I've got here. I'm going to try this 2-inch ID pipe, and I know that my pepper grinder is going to be a little smaller in diameter than I'd hoped, but I think if I'm careful, I should be able to make it to accommodate the mechanism. A little bit of time has gone by now, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about this thing, and I've concluded that I do not have to make this pepper mill the traditional way. Now, one of the traditional ways is you cut it so that you end up turning a tenon onto the knob so that it goes down into the cavity of the body of the pepper mill so that the peppercorns don't fall out. Boy, was that ever a mouthful. I hope you followed that. Anyway, I can do it differently. All I have to do is make this thing so that it accommodates the mechanism. The mechanism I can't change. And another thing that I'm thinking of doing is, why could I not? Well, here, I'll show you. Now, let's hope I'm going to make some sense here, because I know sometimes I understand what I'm talking about, but nobody else can. So we've got our 2-inch ID plastic pipe. I've got it standing on end here, and I seal off the bottom. Then I take the blank that I've turned down to 2 inches in diameter, and I shove it down into the pipe. But I raise it up, maybe 1/2 inch from the bottom, put a little block of wood or something under it. Then I fill it full of my blue Alumilite. And I mix up too much so that it not only fills up the cavity in the bottom, but also maybe 1/2 inch or so over the top. All right. Then we end up with, after everything is said and done, and hopefully, something that I can turn down a little bit and shape into a pepper grinder that's going to have Alumilite both at the top and the bottom, and wood accents instead of a wood pepper grinder with acrylic accents. I hope this all made sense. Made sense to me. Now my thinking is that if I make it just a little bit over 2 inches, then I can always turn it down to the exact size later. But if I make it a little bit too small, I can't turn it bigger. Okay, if I cut on the line, maybe just inside the line, it'll give it 2 3/16 of an inch in diameter. Maybe that's too much. Anyway, see what happens here. I don't know, that line, maybe you couldn't see it that I drew there, but I can see it quite clear. Now the fence that came with this bandsaw is not perfectly perpendicular to the table. However, I've got the table adjusted so it's perpendicular to the blade. So I just have to remember when I'm pushing this through to make sure I'm pushing it down against the table. If you remember yesterday, this is the side that we passed through the jointer, made it nice and square, or at least flat. So now I can easily square up the rest of it. Now mind you, it's going to be rounded over anyway, but may as well try and do as good a job as I can here. Well, it seems that while I was doing this, your fingers are way too close to the blade, and if you keep your eye on the blade, you won't stick your finger in the blade, and that was scary. I could hardly watch. Maneuver. I didn't have the record button pushed. I wonder why. Anyway, turned out okay. Tomorrow what we're going to do is get out the rotor table, put the 1/4 inch slots on these 8 sides, and yeah. But you know, that's going to have to be tomorrow.